Alright, what up, Castle Heads? I'm Michael. I'm here with my Lion Knights Castle expansion. I made this because the original Lion Knights Castle is great, but I feel like the footprint is just too small. I say that with it obviously not being expanded like the dollhouse, but just the overall footprint itself I felt like was small, especially with the new medieval town square coming up. I obviously don't have it yet. I made this before that with anticipation to add it to this. But just judging off of what I've seen online already, it still seems to be the castle itself just seems to be small compared to the other buildings that come with it. Take for example the medieval blacksmith. I mean, obviously that's a completely different scale, but still. So that led me to looking online and trying to find something to kind of make the Lion Knight's castle a bit bigger. I found online there was on rebrickable there was a guy going by LCAS89, and he made something very similar to what I am showing, and I really liked it. I felt like it was pretty achievable with the pieces I had. It essentially just splits, obviously, the two sides in two, but it fits nice and snug. The one I went for is it has no curves to it. It simply just is rectangular, and the two pieces just snap right in, which I'll show you. But I felt like it was the easiest, and for the pieces I had, and for it, I didn't need to order that many pieces to make this. That's what I went for. So that's kind of the reason why. But now, if you want to take a closer look with me, you can see here, like I said, it just snaps right into the two sides really easily. But even still close together, it still leaves that big footprint that I was desiring. Not only to display, but to play with or whatever. I mean, it looks so much better. And I even made a few just small builds with like my spare pieces I had left, just to kind of show you. Obviously, this will all be replaced with the medieval town square when that comes out in a couple days. I'm making this on the 20. I'm making it on Leap Day. This is a Leap Day video, everybody. So that's cool. So yeah, the design's easy. It just snaps right in. And since I was doing this all based off of pictures, obviously it wasn't perfect, and I'll show you what I mean. On the back side, I actually didn't calculate how wide I needed to go, and I went one stud too wide. So to make up for that, I simply just I stopped at the, whatever you want to say, like the ground floor of the castle, whatever the main floor is that you see all the townspeople or people of the castle being about. At that level, I went with a cheese slope, the 1x2 cheese slope, in light bluish gray. Yeah, whatever. The light gray, whatever you see here. So I went with that, and I'll show you on the back what it looks like. And I think it works. It also differentiates mine from others. And obviously, if you go onto the rebrickable page, you'll see that mine is similar, but there are still some differences between the two. Yeah, I mean, I made this because I feel like it is achievable if you have the pieces and the money to spare. You could really make this addition to your Lion Knight's castle, and I mean, it like doubles in size. I mean, compared to just anything else. And I mean, I don't have a copy of the Lego 3-in-1. I made like this other thing with spare pieces that I'm just kind of calling like the Black Falcon's like outpost or something, just for scaling purposes again. But like I said, I mean, it doubles the castle in size, which is really cool. And it gives it like more of a square. You'll see as I do some cutaways to it, but I mean, I was able to add a fountain in the town center. I have multiple stalls, and as you'll see in the editing, I'll show you know, how tight it is, you know, without this expansion when it's just the two pieces snapped together. I mean, the set was already expensive. I'm not saying Lego did something wrong with not having it be as open as it was. I mean, we're already on the $400 mark and it looks great. But if you want to put some more money into that castle, this is what it can look like. And I mean, it looks really good. So again, I keep harping back to the rebrick. Never gonna get that word right. So again, I keep harping back to that rebrickable post. They still have a dollhouse feature in it, which is the tower, which is cool. I would have probably went for that if I was feeling more ambitious. I mostly just wanted to get this done before the town square released. So what I did was I just went for a modular build, which is similar to another post that I found, and I don't have the name of that one, but I can put in the comments below or the video description. But anyway, theirs was a modular. So mine as well, so mine snaps off. So mine breaks away into 3 pieces. So you have the tower, the treasury, which I'll show, and then you have another like throne room for the queen. I have on here. So I have, you know, these 3 pieces that make up the tower. I do feel like this is like the right length. I could have, I mean, I don't, but if I had the pieces, I could have went taller, and maybe I will. I do have more pieces coming, and I do plan on tinkering around with this, because it still feels incomplete, like every mock Lego enthusiast build. You know, it's never complete. So, you know, I thought about adding another level, but I feel like that would just be too tall at that point. It still scales well to like the keep or whatever you want to call this. And when I do get those other pieces as well, I really kind of cheaped out on the tunnel or the passageway, if you will, where, you know, underneath, like we're in obviously in the original build of the Lion Knight's castle, you have the forestman, you know, underneath there. And you can leave it. You can do whatever you want with it. You can make this be an expansion of the forestman. Mine's just not accessible. And in my original build, I just ripped out the forestman stuff. So this is purely just Lion Knights. I still need to like work on that, but I do want to. If I do want to keep working on this, which I do, I want to make it be fully geared towards the Lion Knights. So I want them to be able to utilize the tunnel underneath here, or the passageway, whatever we're calling it. So, but I do plan on expanding it even more, or just adding different details to it, which I'll show. And obviously, once the town square gets released, I'm going to build that, have a class building that, and then just do a video, probably showing how it scales to this. Because this is just a, think of it as just like a jumping off point or whatever. It doesn't need to have a tower. You could simply just have a wall. You could make a little just section, just to expand it a little bit. It doesn't need to be this giant, and this isn't even giant. I mean, if you look online, there's so many others that are twice the size. But I feel like this is a good, like I keep coming back to it, I feel like it's a good size, good footprint for what you're looking for in a castle. You still need to store it somewhere, which is nice because it does break apart. You still need to, you know, you probably want to display it somewhere. So you can't have this grandest, you know, this grand thing. So you can only expand it so much. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. Is when I got back into Lego, I didn't realize what was like the standard scale of what we want like minifigures to like look next to, because I got the blacksmith, and I really like that set, but the set seemed bigger. Doors sizes seemed bigger, chairs, like everything seemed bigger in that set, which was fine. I actually like that size quite a bit. And then when I got the Lion Knight's castle, I noticed, you know, the scaling, the doors and passageways are still big, but they're a bit tighter. So I guess I was just looking for a consensus, and I guess chime in if you want to let me know what do we like? Do we like the scale and the size of the blacksmith? Or are we more in line of like what the Creator 3-in-1 castle was, or the Lion Knight's castle was, where it does seem to be smaller? Because that's what I did with these small builds up front here. I made them obviously to scale the Lion Knight's castle, and I did enjoy doing like these little small builds where things aren't necessarily connected, they're just laid out and displayed on the table. But yeah, I don't know what is preferred scale. So let me know what you all think. I'm gonna keep building both. I did build a tower that is to scale of the blacksmith. I didn't have to break down either. I was very concerned. I was building this, and I got to about maybe the treasury in the tower. I had everything else built, so everything else was done. I was like, home stretch. And I got to about the treasury, and I was like running low on these gray pieces. I have a bunch of Lego from like the 90s when I was growing up in the early 2000s, so I had those older colors, which I like, but I mean, obviously they stick out like a sore thumb compared to these, and you can just tell, and they look sick. Like the poor bricks, they look like they're under the weather or something. But anyway, I managed to find enough pieces. I'm sure there's a bunch of single one studs just kind of like stretching things out a bit. Not my standard 1x3 locking system, how I like to do my walls and everything. Anyway, I didn't have to break down the tower. Very happy about that. So I still have that, which I will do a video probably going over scale more in depth, as I already rambled on about it now. But yeah, I wanted to just kind of do a quick video, get it out before the Town Square releases, which we'll see if this actually makes it out in time. Or, and yeah, do more videos of just showing off, you know, other builds. When I get my more pieces for this, show my updates with this. If you all are interested, I did build like a little Black Falcon's like outpost. I could show that off as well. So let me know. So video quality will probably be better. This one was very rushed because this is leap day. I'm trying to get this out before the new set releases. So hope you enjoyed. Let me know. Let me know. I'm really curious the scale thing. I really am curious because I want to keep making MOCs, and I want to do them to whatever the community likes, as well as what I like too, obviously. But I want to build what the community likes. So yeah, let me know what you think. So stick around. There'll be plenty more castle to come.